Si watakuja kutoa. Si watakuja kutoa, si wamwage.
Mutatoa tu. Ukidaiwa pesa ulipe, sio fujo. Ukidaiwa pesa.
Kwani nini natujalipa? Na wao wako na deni yetu pia.
Sisi tunawadai, sasa badala ya kulipa wanaleta fujo.
Kwani sisi hatudai kanjo? Sisi tunawadai. Sasa
this is the kind of impunity that Sakaja is trying to show us. As you can see, he or him has clamped all the vehicles.
Bunge, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BAV. This is Bunge Audio Visual. Yeah, you've watched the videos, and I think today's episode you're actually going to talk about the power struggle. And in this case, we're going to talk about Kenya Power versus the Nairobi County Government, which is headed by His Excellency Johnson Sakaja as the governor of Nairobi County. Okay. So let's take a deep dive. So today we are diving into what can only be described as a cold war between two major institutions in Kenya. That is KPLC and the Nairobi County Government. So this saga has everything in it. It's got debt, it's got defiance, it's got power cuts. We've seen clamped cars and even garbage warfare. And you had it right. So let's just start by setting up the stage and being able to discuss on this dramatic flow of events. So at first, what we need to ask ourselves is what exactly happened. So you've seen this morning, the KPLC, that is the Kenya Power and Lighting Company, released a statement accusing Nairobi County of defaulting on a massive debt of 3 billion Kenya shillings. Imagine, they've released a statement to the county government of Nairobi that they have a massive debt of 3 billion Kenyan shillings. Imagine utumie Stima, if he accumulate, hizo bills accumulate to maximum or to a point of to a figure in terms of billions. Now, not just, I'm not talking about 3 billion. This is actually an increase on whatever on the kind of pending bills that they had back then. Because according to KPLC, the county has been racking up this bill over the years, and with an increase of 1.3 billion in the last 2 years, it's a bit inexplicable. And despite the numerous attempts of engaging with the county government, there have been no significant payments that have been made by the county government to KPLC, that is the Kenya Power and Lighting Company. So, and when push actually came to shove, KPLC had to do the unthinkable. As you all know, KPLC mkikosa kulipa stima, they actually come to a building or their premises, wanakata afikiriangi, wanapenda kutake action ni kasi sijui nini. Yet we've got the law, but hao wanapenda kutumia kifua sana. But this time around, I think they chose a very a formidable opponent, that is the government. And you all know, gava kile time unajaribu kujionyesha uko na kifua against it, whether you are a small organization or nini, unajuanga at the end of the day government itafanya nini, ita win. And in most cases government so ina win. In very special cases, or rather few cases tumepata individual like win against the government. So you've seen that after Kenya Power ameamua ku cut electricity supply to the government buildings in Nairobi. That means that the government offices were actually left in darkness, causing disruptions to essential services, because the government unajua ziko na offices zinafaa ku serve the public. So this means that most of the processes zinafaa ku ensure that the public have been served in a right way. On normal days zimekuwa brought to a halt. Then let's also talk about the county's response and in this context, we're actually talking about the clamp and the garbage truck that actually came and dumped the trash at the doorstep of Stima Plaza. So now you think that the county government will rush to negotiate a settlement on, or at least issue a statement after the Kenya Power and Lighting Company cut off power supply to their buildings. But instead, the county decided to play a hardball. While the county actually took its officers to the streets of Nairobi and started clamping the Kenya Power vehicles. And that wasn't enough. They sent a garbage truck to the Stima Plaza. Kwa hiyo video mmecheki at first of this episode. Hapo mwanzo. The headquarters of KPLC walipeleka garbage truck hapo kwa headquarters ya KPLC hapo kwa entrance and actually dumped waste at the entrance. Imagine walking into work na you have to hop over piles of trash ndio hata uingie tu kwa ofisi. Imagine how ugly that sounds. Unaona? Then let's also talk about kuna the bigger picture in this particular story, because umeona, of course, county government ilifanya makosa kufanya nini ku delay ku pay the Kenya Power Lighting Company to actually pay their bills za stima zenye zimeaccrue. But instead of KPLC on the other side kutumia the legal way, kutumia the court system, waliamua kuleta kifo by kupeleka hiyo tabia yao katakata stima kwa buildings za watu. But at times unasemanga pia nafaa uchoose opponent wako wisely. So the county government actually had to respond in a very, very rude way, so that both of them, we know they were trying to flex muscles. Unaona, Kenya Power lukamuonesha say we will teach you a lesson because mmetubo. Then the county government in turn ikawapatia hawa Kenya Power nini, attitude adjustment, kuonyesha the level of impunity that they are operating within. And by impunity, what I'm actually trying to mean is that impunity is actually is actually an exemption from punishment of freedom or from the injurious consequences of an action. Unapata msee anafanya kitu, he gets away with it. Msee anagandisha msee mahali, he gets away with it. Somebody takes advantage of the other person, he gets away with it. So by impunity nasema county government imejaribu kufanya hivyo, but walikuwa wanafanya kijua there is nowhere they're going to be taken to, and there is no they actually have to report to no one, because county government paid operated independently as its own as a government of its own. So let's take a look at the bigger picture and explain how the state of lawlessness actually image exude in this particular context. So as you take a step back, you'll realize that this is more than just a squabble over unpaid bills. What we are seeing here is a serious governance issue, and that these are two major institutions that should be resolving dispute through legal and administrative means. Kuna sheria, kuna constitution. If at all umekosewa na msee, you need to rely on the courts. Because if you take matters in your own hand, then it means that wewe pia na msemo mkosea, you're more or less you're more likely to be charged nyi wote at the end of the day, because wewe since umejaka kutumia kifua, because umekuwa able to allow emotions zako kusaidia ku make decisions, it means that you're going to make rational decisions, and at the end of the day you must pay the price for being allowed to be controlled by emotions. So instead of providing as I said earlier, these are the two major institutions zenye zimekuwa that zinafaa zikuwa zikiresolve disputes through legal na administrative means, not playing the tit for tat in public. Vile wasa kwa anajifanya hapo ati unaenda na mwaga takataka mbele mwingine anakuja anaanza kuzimia stima na pia kuna message inapitisha kwa say these are the kind of message that is sending to citizens of Nairobi, or rather the members of Nairobi County. It means that instead of providing solutions, both parties are actually flexing. They're actually flexing their power in ways that don't benefit the people, because nasemanga kunguru wawili wakipigana nyasi ndio inafanya nini, inaumia. So Kenya Power has a right to demand its dues, but cutting off power to essential government offices affects the service delivered to the public. Hiyo mnafahamu kwa mnajua. And on the other hand, pia Nairobi County's reaction ya nini over the issue ya kukatiwa stima na kuclamp wanaenda kuclamp ma vehicles na kudump ma garbage mbele ya of entrance za Kenya Power buildings is outright and unprofessional, and I think to me it sound more offensive and retaliatory, because at the end of the day unafahamu kwa mnajua kitu moja. County government once activities za county government zimekuwa stopped, inamaanisha inaenda ku affect the rate at which services zao inaenda kufanya nini, kukuwa delivered to the members of Nairobi County. And I don't know, honestly I love to hear from you guys. Do you think that in this particular case Kenya Power was justified in cutting off the county's electricity, or did the county have a point of retaliating? Because mi na feel the best direction both of the parties wangetake, especially in this case yenye Kenya Power ndo walikosewa. I think wangejaribu kutumia court, ndo court zinge fail, basi tungejua bas judicial system yetu ina shida because wamekuwa compromised with the county government, and the only way that I think these issues supposed to be resolved sasa nifanya nini, kukata sasa supply ya stima kwa hizo buildings, because wewe unasema unakata supply ya stima kwa hizo buildings na hujapeleka wase kotini, unaona. Na hata ukata supply ya stima ya hizo buildings si ati inamaanisha wase watalipa, wanaamua kae hapo hivyo, unaona. Wanaamua tumie ma candles by the way, na waamua watengeneza vitu zao. Sasa siku hizi kuna solar, kuna companies zimekaa hapa za solar, wanaweza amua do away with system hii yenu ya stima hii ya kurely on Kenya Power, unaona. Waamue sasa wanataka kurely na heavy commercial service providers wa nini wa solar energy, na hivyo ndio story ya Kenya Power imerushwa nje. So at the end of the day inafaa kuwa najua any actions you take towards trying to flex their muscles against the county government, I think itakuwa a failed attempt. Na pia tuliona statement yenye Kenya Power alikuwa able kutoa. Umeona at first walikuwa nasema nini? This is a statement, point statement inasema unfortunate incident of garbage dumping at Stima Plaza's main entrance by the Nairobi City County. At 8:30, so in Monday, 24th February 2025, at 8:30 a.m. today, the Nairobi City County, accompanied by by armed national police officers, stormed out headquarters at Stima Plaza and denied access to both our customers and members of staff. Sorry. The county officers unprecedentedly dumped a truckload of garbage at the main entrance of Stima Plaza and parked 2 other trucks filled with waste, effectively blocking 3 other entrances to the building. In addition, the officers clamped and towed 10 Kenya Power vehicles as well as personal vehicles belonging to customers and staff that were parked in the public parking spaces around Stima Plaza and electricity house in Nairobi, despite having paid for the day's parking fees to the county. So hapo inamaanisha what these guys actually did is that despite walikuwa wamelipia parking ya magari yao, but the county government of Nairobi iliamua tu kwenda kufanya nini, kuclamp gari zao, kuwaonyesha tu the kind of organization they're actually trying to deal with, unaona. The officers also harassed and arrested several of our employees, resulting in injuries to some of them. So hapo okay, I haven't seen any video of the staff of KPLC wakiwa na injuries ama wakiwa injured ama wakiwa harassed. Hapo says sema that. Says I don't support this statement. So because I haven't seen any video of that. So unless they present the evidence, so ndo takuwa able ku agree na hiyo. But let us continue. In light of these events, Kenya Power wishes to state the following. The Nairobi City County has an outstanding debt owed to Kenya Power, which has accumulated over the years and currently stands at 3 billion. Worryingly, the debt has increased to 1.3 billion in the last 2 years. We have consistently engaged the county government on multiple occasions to resolve this matter and ensure the settlement of both the outstanding debt and current bills. One of the recent discussions took place at Stima Plaza in December 2024, where Nairobi City County Governor Johnson Sakaja, accompanied by members of the County Executive Committee, met the Kenya Power's leadership. During the meeting, the governor committed that the county government will be paying 60 million in respect to the old debt, and additionally, just a minute kidogo tu. Sorry, and additionally, 50 million as payment for the current bill every month. In January 2025, the county paid 3.36 million, which was significantly below the expected cash 330 million required to cover the bills for November 2024, December 2024, and January 2025. On 20th January 2025, we issued a letter reminding the county government to honor its commitment and settle the outstanding balance due as the debt. Despite multiple follow-ups through the various channels, our efforts to resolve the matter remained unfruitful. After exhausting all avenues to recover the outstanding debt as outlined in the Energy Act 2019, we proceeded to disconnect power supply to several county facilities on 14 February 2025. However, we received a letter from the county on Friday, 21st February 2025, informing us that they had initiated a payment of 133 million pending approval. And based on this commitment, we restored electricity supply to all affected facilities on the same Friday afternoon. Regrettably, on the same Friday evening, officers from the Nairobi City Water and Sewage Company, acting under what happens to be instructions from the county government, disconnected water supply to Stima Plaza, Electricity House, Nairobi Parklands Substation, and Roysambu Depot. Additionally, they blocked the sewer lines at Stima Plaza and Electricity House. These actions were taken despite the fact that there are no outstanding water bills associated with these premises. In view of the above, we wish to state that the company's business operations are guided by applicable laws, which also informs its dispute resolution mechanism with all customers and stakeholders. It is therefore regrettable that the Nairobi City County Government chose to engage with us through such unethical, unprofessional and unlawful actions. Hata pia nyinyi mlikuwa unprofessional because amwezi ende mukat power supply kwa building bila hata kunegotiate na wase ama bila kutumia law. Yaba baba mlikosa ku reason. Aya, on the claim that we owe the county money arising from the wayleaves charges, we wish to state that the Section 223 of the Energy Act 2019 expressly states that no public body shall charge levies on public energy infrastructure without the consent of the Cabinet Secretary in writing. Cabinet Secretary mtangoja. Aya, Kenya Power is the country's electricity distributor that is mandated to supply electricity to all customers, bill them as well as collect revenues on behalf of the entire energy sector. It is therefore important that all the customers pay their bills and on time to sustain the sector and the economy. Kenya Power of late mkonga na higo sana. Kwanza number one, the units, the charges on the units zenye mneka za stima kwa watu pia siku hizi zimepanda. That's why most unapata pia ukiona aneti like county government inapata ina cause delays when it comes to matters concerning the payment of the electricity bills za yo in the building yao institution yao. It means that there is a problem with your charges. You cannot be saying that wamechelewa kulipa yet you claim that the units, the payment in terms of the units zenu ziko favorable kwa watu. It means that if the county government itself imeshinda kulipa hizo bills na imekuwa able ku accumulate hizo bills with time, it means that you need to look on the charges ya units zenu za stima, because you need to revise, you need to get back to the drawing board, mwangalia vile hizo units ziko. Hizo units mnafaa mshukishe. Unaona? Amwezi kwa mnauza stima na units za juu, then you expect people to pay on time. Of course kutaenda kuwa na delays because where are you expecting that money to come from? Alafu mnasema hapa you are the only ones who are actually mandated to supply electricity to all customers. You are doing that because mmekuwa mmefinyilia other private entities like KenGen. It's not that atujui KenGen exists. KenGen exists, but the problem with you is that mna charge pesa mingi sana kwa every unit ya stima, and you expect people to pay on time. Where are you expecting that money to come from? So what I can say, apart from that, nimerant sana, I think that is not what's important. What's important is to ensure that our county government wamepata stima yao on time, wamerudisha stima on time, na pia wamekuwa able kusolve his story na Kenya Power. Na pia Kenya Power angalia charges zao za electricity bills per unit. Hawezi weka bills to unit, hawezi weka to any amount and don't expect watu walipe on time. Angalia pia mfuko za wasea na angalia the current economic situation in the country. Yeah, and I think you also need to involve other bodies. You need to involve courts in this particular procedure so that at least mukable could resolve the issue. Otherwise, inaenda kuworsen, and when it worsens, it means that people are actually going to be affected, and in turn, both of you guys, that is KPLC and the county government of Nairobi, mnaenda kupata shida na wananchi. And you know what happens when people get frustrated. They're actually going to get your premises, and I don't know how to describe what is actually to happen thereafter. But all in all, guys, I think that is the end of today's episode. If at all you feel like adding something or whatever, just shared out. Comment section niko hapo chini. Thank you very much for the increase in the number of subscribers. To all the guys who are watching who are actually tuning to this channel each and every time I make updates, thank you very much for that. Mnanipatia watch hours, and I think I have nothing much to say apart from adios muchachos, peace.